the entire college area. That's what all these buildings are.
You leave out here, make sure that you follow this. Like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, because I'm hearing fucking shit. I guess the last night she used the shit. This flash baby woke me up. I was sleeping so good.
Who's this? This next lot down here swears to only a third.
Yeah.
But sure shit, I got her out earlier, so... So I think she woke built it up.
Whenever you turn right here, there is 10th Street. Oh, it's one way. See that street right there? This one-way street right there? We have to come down that street so you can back into the back of the building. So just go up.
I gotta come down this street?
Yeah.
That's not the building right here.
This is the front of the building. The back of the building is over there where the one-way is. It circles around. Just keep going.
Well, if it's those two lanes, I'll turn left from which lane? Like,
Right here where you are, probably.
they don't park time.
That street.
It's already canceled out now, so...
Yeah. Right here is...
He's...
Was that the one way that I was talking about?
Which no,
What's the next street that comes back? Yep, it's this.
this is entrance, or nothing for patrons.
It's this. You want to hurry up for the light catches you. Gonna turn back. Like you're turning like into this one way right here. Yeah. This is the driveway that we have to back up into. Right down here where that heater thing is and the trash can, that open spot right there.
Right here?
Right there. That road, that driveway right there.
Going uphill right there.
Right there.
That's where.
Yeah, right there. Lot 31 right here in front of you. We have to back into this.
Sure.
Yes, this is it. It's center for... Right there is the name.
You're just kind of unloading the parking lot, I guess.
Yeah, that's the only option they have. That's what I said, yes. That's not how they're gonna get this shit off my truck. Hopefully we don't drag.
Yeah, there's a good chance it won't.
I know.
Yeah, as soon as I get back there, actually.
After you start going up it and you start dragging, I don't know what we're gonna do. It's not the case. We can get in here tonight. Obviously, cars have to try to come in here and park in the morning, so Just put me wherever you can put me that I'm not blocking every parking spot in here.
Oh no, bro, that's the parking spots in both sides. So
Yeah, I probably should have just stayed.
somewhere back here, otherwise I'm going to be sitting on the complete.
Yeah.
And looks like parking spots go all up that side, up this side too.
Yeah.
I really don't know where the best place to be is.
Probably where you got me, just in the back corner, out of the way for now.
Well, we're on that side.
Yeah, just stay right here where we are, in this corner. That's what I'm saying. This is good. I think you're fine right here. Just be done.
I'm going to show you how to put it all back together now.
So come away with me, nobody has to.
And here's what Michael's look like. His looks more like a street taco.
$130 out here.
I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me. To run away with me.
What's up, guys?
Hey, we're back.
Yeah, we're in the back this time. It's dark outside and the lighting kind of sucks up there, so
Yeah,
thought maybe it would be a little better lighting back here.
yeah. And we did just put out a new hour video. I don't know if you guys are getting notifications on that, but just keep an eye out because we've been trying to at least drop a video once a week. So,
Yeah, we did an October recap if you missed it.
Yeah.
This one is going to be a little shorter though because
our month hasn't started out that good.
yeah, it ain't looking like October did, but
Yeah,
mainly because we have some issues with the APU. But
yeah.
last time we left you guys, we were in Birmingham, and we took a load that picked up in South Carolina, but then we got there and it canceled. So
Yeah.
that one kind of was chalked up to an empty or a dry run.
Yeah.
But then we did get one from there, Wilmington.
Yeah. We picked up in Wilmington, North Carolina, and we took it to Memphis. The loaded on that was 804 miles, and then the deadhead was 115 miles. It paid $1844.96 to the truck and $631.82 to us, and that load paid exactly $2 per mile. Wasn't the greatest, but
Yeah,
it got us out of the area.
And then went to Memphis. After that, where we go?
We picked up a load in Gainesville, Georgia. and we took it to, I think it's pronounced Ellisworth, Iowa. Is that how you say that? Elizabeth, Iowa?
Yeah, Ellsworth, Iowa.
Okay. And that was loaded $989, and the deadhead on that was 426 miles. And it paid $2,375.01 to the truck and $781.99 to us. And this load only paid us $1.67. But there is a big reason why this load only paid us $1.67, because I had just got out of the bed at 7:30 in the morning, and they were sending this load offer to me, and I was supposed to bid on the load, and I did. I bid, well, $32.99 is what I bid on the load, but I was supposed to put a 2 in what I bid, and I accidentally put a 1 in what I bid, and they gave me the load.
Yeah, what she means by that is when you bid on a load, you can either accept it or decline it. 1 is accept, 2 is decline. And if you negotiate, you have to put a 2, meaning you're declining the load, but you will do it for set amount of money. In this case, was $32.99. If you put a 1, that just means you accept it.
For what they were paying it at.
And I think it was like $23.99 or something.
It was
like that.
$23.75.
Yeah. So she accidentally put a 1, accepted it, and then put will do for $32.99. But
yes,
that
I mean, we would have
canceled it out because
we would have never. I mean, it was 989 miles loaded and 426 miles deadhead, and we ended up running that for $1.67, which we would have never done. I mean, no one to blame but me. I guess half asleep. Not paying attention.
Once you accept it, they're not going to look at your notes because they don't need to. You already accepted it. So.
Yeah. I mean, and I didn't even figure it out until we was already loaded with it and going down the road. And I sent in, like, where's the rest of my money? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
And I realized.
A loss on that one.
Yeah.
But the one you got out of Iowa averaged with this one.
Yeah.
Brought them both up to around 250.
Yeah.
So it worked out. I mean,
I know you can't help but imagine me when I was 17. Before necessity affected me, still living out some dream of never standing still. The poison pill I ran from always seemed to be.
You get down there to the green sun, we might be able to see back in there actually.
your camera's better up.
Oh, you know what? I think that is coming from a dang factory back there.
There's no way I'm back there. I mean, usually when it's coming from a factory, it's one controlled, like a smokestack.
Yeah. It's definitely something on fire, but it's so far back there, it's kind of hard to tell. It's like different spots too. Smoke is coming up.
Oh yeah. I think they're burning the fields. That's what it is. Yeah, this whole field's burning. Oh, a fucking burnt field.
A lot of farmers burn their fields this time of year.
Yeah.
Was our generation's innovation life inside a screen, as if some simulated liberation could ever set us free. We dressed ourselves in chains and still complain about the world we see, but
yeah, I actually got a load out of Iowa going to Cedar Creek, Texas. And that load was 929 loaded, 42 miles deadhead. And I got that load for $3,106.46. And we made $1,121.05. And that's what the last load should have been like. I should have at least made $3,000 on the last load also, but I messed up when I did the bid on it, and I ended up running it for something that I would never run it for. And this per mile was $3.20.
Which raised the other one.
Yeah.
I think you said it was like
$250 if you combine both.
yeah,
So
for both loads, that one made both of them about $250.
Yeah.
So. But then when we got to Texas, that's where our trouble started.
yeah.
Everything was going okay until then, and then
I think we got out to get gas, and for some reason our APU wasn't on,
yeah,
and the inverter was shut off,
yeah,
and nothing was working.
and without the APU running, it doesn't power the inverter, which in turn doesn't power all the stuff we have in here that needs power. So
Yeah, and we have a lot of stuff in here.
yeah, we ended up taking it to a carrier.
We
even
took it
though
to
we already kind of knew what was wrong with it,
E&G.
but it's not our truck now, so didn't really want to just throw parts at it, So we took it to a carrier in somewhere close to Austin, I believe.
Yeah,
That
it was.
first one.
Yeah.
I asked that guy what it would take if I wanted to make that APU run off the big tanks instead of that one over here, back there.
Yeah, what'd you say?
Said there wouldn't be much to it. It'd take a couple hours.
Oh, yeah?
A couple hours worth of labor, basically.
Well, then, what would that take back there?
And that tank would be just for the reefer.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, if we happen to get this truck, we probably would do that, because that would save you from having to worry about that thing running out of gas all the time.
So I was just curious to what he would say. If that could be done or not. It acted like it wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah, it's probably just rerunning the fuel line. It probably ain't that big a deal.
Fairly quick in a couple hours, it's a
Probably is, and that's just expedited.
probably could do it myself, to be honest. But
Probably the way to do it.
and they diagnosed it being a overheat sensor, which is really nothing. I mean, not much to it. It's just a little sensor. They diagnosed it being that, and they didn't have one, so they sent us 3.5 hours to Longview, Texas, to get the sensor, the right sensor.
Yeah, it was B&G equipment.
What was it? B&G? I thought it was W something.
Was it?
W something. WB.
WB maybe? I'm trying to find it.
or B or something.
Actually, I'll just look on my map. It'll show where I was.
But yeah, we drove the 3.5 hours to Longview, Texas, and I went to there and got that sensor, and it was like $150, I believe.
Yeah.
For the sensor. And the good thing about it is our daughter lives in Longview, Texas. Her and her fiance, they live there. She's a nurse there. So we were able to get together with them, and actually she came at the right time because they gave me the sensor. I came back and it didn't even come close to fitting.
So we've been having a problem with our APU shutting down, and we went to a carrier, and apparently we need to get a coolant sensor. Looks like this. So I went and picked that up. 150 bucks for that little thing, and we're gonna change it. Shouldn't be that hard. Keeps shutting off. Sometimes it'll run a little longer than others, but I think that's the problem. So you're gonna come with me and we'll change it out and we'll see. Really need to get the clips here, fix these, but they broke off the top on both of them, and I tried to get some more at the place and they didn't have any. Let's see what we're gonna need for this. It's this sensor right here. Let me grab my wrenches. I really needed to replace this clip too, probably. I mean, but they didn't have one, so. All right, we're gonna crawl under here and see if I can find the cutoff switch for the coolant. Never done this on this truck before, so I gotta try to find it.
Do you see it under there? I don't know, it's hard to see with that big pipe in the middle.
I might have to look at the motor because I don't see it here.
I don't see it back down through here either. I mean, that should be pretty easy to find. And I don't know why the coolant would run this far back. Well, I guess.
The coolant would be running right there. Like those lines right there.
Yeah, it would run this far back with it because it's got to go up to this thing up here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I couldn't find the cutoff switch. I'll check and see if it's in here. It's right there.
That looks like a coolant leak right there.
What?
Look at that. It's covered. It looks like the nasty ass coolant's leaking from something.
There.
There?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's about to burn a hole through that fucking line right there with these two touching like
That's
that.
what it is. We're going to end up being on the side of the road because look how much coolant's on that thing.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's almost burning through that hose right there almost. But I think this is the shut off.
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
I bet it is.
But there should be two of them.
Well, no. Maybe not.
There's another valve right here.
Huh?
Another cutoff valve right there. I think that must be the other one.
Yeah, too.
So I cut that one off and cut this one off.
Yeah.
So on this truck, the valves end up being right here's one.
Yeah, I see them.
And up there is the other one. You need to put something to get it off of the line.
Oh, the back hose is leaking.
I think it needs a piece of this. I might take a piece of this off of this and put it on that. That's what I'm gonna do.
If it ain't too late and it ain't already burned a hole in it.
Just gonna cut a piece of this off and stick it on that line. Guess I can go ahead and do that. Can you hold it?
Yeah, did you hear me?
What?
Those coolant lines over there, when you touch them, they are super hot still.
I don't know how long I'm supposed to could sit here and wait though. I mean,
I don't know, but when you touch them lines, they are like super hot. And that hose that it's laying up against
it's a good shot of that.
Is the one that's leaking.
Can you guys see right there where this gets so hot and it's right up against this hose right here?
I'll get them in there.
See what it's doing to that hose right there? It's almost melting through it because this is getting too hot. It shouldn't be laying up against it like that. And out here on the side of the road in Texas, the best solution I can come up with is I'm gonna take a piece of this right here because I don't have any on me on this truck. I'm gonna cut a piece of this off and then I'm gonna put it on that other hose back there to keep it from touching because this doesn't seem like it's in a dangerous. So I just need like a piece about like this, I guess.
Much I won't.
If I can get it on there is the question.
Yeah, you need to, I guess you're gonna put it on the fat one, right?
Yeah. Alright, you can see right there. Now I got this hose protectant right here on that, covering that hose now. So that's just gonna lay up against that protectant and hopefully we got to it in time. I didn't even notice it, Becky noticed it, but hopefully that's a quick fix for.
Is that water? Right, you see something's dripping right there. I keep seeing it drip. Is that just water?
Yeah, it's probably coming down from the AC.
Okay.
It's getting down here.
Oh, okay, just making sure. Yeah, I'm glad that we caught that because
that would have put us on the side of the road
with
about
the
a
tow.
month from now. Would have been having coolant all over the place, wondering what it was.
Yeah.
So good spot on that one. We still have this to deal with. Trying to let the coolant cool down as much as I can because I'm afraid I'm going to take this loose and hot coolant pressure is going to spew everywhere. I turned the coolant off, so can only do so much at this point, but hold up.
You gonna risk it?
I'm gonna loosen it up a little bit. Let's see if it starts spewing.
Yeah, they said it's under pressure, so.
It's already loose, like.
God, you should at least put some glasses on your face. Just in case it starts spewing.
Can you see in there?
I'm trying to see in there, but I'm also trying to stay back because I don't want to get hit with hot lava.
This is probably stupid. This is the point where I say don't try this at home. See it coming out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, wasn't too bad.
Oh, you cut the coolant off to the truck too, though.
Yeah.
Give it to the APU. We didn't get any little silent stuff.
Yeah, I know. I wish I did.
We don't have any on us, I guess.
There's the new one, and from what I've been told, you just hand tied it. Let me take this glove off.
And tighten it. That one looks pretty rough.
Tighten it by hand, and what the? Are you serious?
They didn't even give you the right one. I was gonna say that looks awful little compared to that. That looks massive.
Wow.
So we drove this far and they don't actually have the part. That don't fit. Look at the difference.
It's unbelievable.
How tiny that is.
It's freaking kidding me, man.
Well, I guess we're gonna put that back in and take that back. Yeah, it was way too big.
So then I called them back and they said they don't have the sensor. Shreveport has the right sensor. So that was an hour from where we are, and it was like 3 o'clock and they closed at 5. So we were probably going to have to just wait because I didn't think we were going to make it there. And plus we wanted to see our daughter before we left Longview, but it worked out because she just can't, her and her fiance Preston, they just came and picked us up and we hauled ass over to Shreveport.
Yeah, we went and picked the part up and then went and ate at Longhorn.
Yeah. And
which was great to be able to see them while we were down.
yeah, it was. They took us out to eat and took us to get the part, brought us back, and then when we got back, we filmed a little clip with them.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and get a different piece from what I showed y'all I was doing earlier. And we just happened to be in Longview, Texas, which is where our daughter and her fiance live. So they came and picked us up.
Hi,
Amber, Preston. I think I've seen them before on one of our earlier videos briefly. Or was it just you?
No, it was both of us.
Both of us and the
cat.
kids.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was asleep and Becky met them on one of our earlier videos, but they live here in Longview, and so it worked out because we had to go pick up part here and went out to eat at Longhorn and just been hanging out with them for the evening. Which you don't get to do very often.
Yeah.
Make me YouTube famous.
Yeah, y'all might get some of our whole 160 followers.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna head to Memphis, I think, tonight after I replace this part. We drove 3.5 hours to get this part, and it was the wrong part. So then Amber took us another hour to get a different part. So that's what I'll be doing. And then we're gonna be heading to Memphis, I think.
Try to get a weekend load.
And Reesy just soaking it up.
All the love.
Amber is a nurse. And Preston is an engineer.
Yes,
So
sir.
technically would be. They doing the thing.
Trying to.
Living it up in Texas. But
Longview is a small town. There ain't a whole lot to do around here.
it's a little bigger than I thought it was, but it's not Dallas, but I was thinking something like Maiden or Claremont or something like that in my head. I was thinking
A little bigger than that.
yeah. So when we got here, I definitely realized I was wrong about that. It's a nice area though. Seems to be. Alright. See y'all later.
Bye.
But after they left, I put the sensor in and oh my God, it's still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Last time I saw you guys, I was getting ready to put this in and I realized they gave me one that doesn't fit. So we're gonna try it again. Let's take that clip loose, and that kind of needs to be replaced too, to be honest. Like,
Flashlight is shining into the cam. There we go. I think that pretty much cuts the pulling off to it. The truck. Well, maybe not.
see, it's got a little bit of pressure built up in it. It's the old one. Of what I know with these things, you're supposed to just hand tighten it with your fingers.
Yeah.
And then once it gets tight, you're supposed to do like a quarter turn. From what I...
Yep.
It's a quarter turn ain't much, so...
Yeah, probably like
I'm gonna
there.
call that a quarter turn.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, obviously there ain't nothing to it. So let's hope that fixed the problem. I picked up a couple more of these while we were there. These things right here, because those were messed up on our other ones.
Yeah, they were broke.
Alright, you wanna
Start
get
it?
in and turn it on and
Sure will.
let's see what
Gotta
happens.
turn the coolant back on.
Oh, yeah. Let's turn the coolant back on to the truck real quick. All right. The things you have to do in the middle of a Walmart parking lot. Go ahead. This sensor fit. It fit. But apparently these sensors have different heat ratings. And the original one we had a red top, and it's rated for 110 degrees, I believe. They first gave me a yellow one that was too big, didn't fit. Then they sent me to Shreveport to get a green one, which did fit, but didn't have the right temperature rating, so it still didn't work. So now here we are, still the same issue. Done went all the 3 different carriers, and in the morning we had to go take the truck back to another carrier because that apparently wasn't the problem. It ended up being that every place up to date has gave us the wrong sensor. And then they gave us another sensor, which was, I think, a blue head sensor, and they claimed that it was rated for 110 degrees, the right one. So they replaced that, let it run for about 45 minutes, was getting ready to wrap it up and leave carrier. And as we were getting ready to leave, it cut off.
It's not carrier. The place that we took it, the name is W&B Service Co.
Oh yeah, they're a carrier dealer.
Right.
WB.
Yeah. And the first one we went to was in Temple, Texas.
Yeah. Temple to Longview to Shreveport.
Yes.
And then the next day we went back to Longview.
Yeah.
And had them look at it, and that's when they put a different sensor in there.
Yeah, actually, that guy worked on the APU from like 8 o'clock that morning until I want to say it was about 3 o'clock.
2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
But they figured out it was the sensor, or at least thought it was the sensor. I'm now convinced that it may have never been the sensor, because once they even found the right sensor to get in there and we were getting ready to leave, it did the same thing. And then they ran another check and realized that the alternator was bad, because this is an old APU. It's got 26,000 hours on it, and it still had the original alternator on it, which was like a 37 amp. And they've since changed it to a 70 amp.
I mean, that was probably what was wrong with it the whole time. It's just the first one we went to, it was a kid that came out there and he was like, oh, it's this, like within 30 minutes, and then charged like $250. Oh, you need to go 300 miles to get this part. And
to be honest, if it was our truck, we would have bought an alternator and replaced it from the very beginning.
Because we thought that's what it was.
Because it was throwing codes.
It was throwing, that, and our inverter kept shutting off, like we wasn't getting enough power, and there were signs that led up to it, basically.
We did this song and dance for 7 years.
Yeah.
So if it was our truck, we would have bought an alternator and I would have put it on in the parking lot.
And not only that, like it cost us too, like every day, going based on what they tell us and having to run from shop to shop, it really ate up almost a week. And then trying to get out of Texas,
I mean, we're not.
It ruined an entire week.
We're not paying the bills at these places, but we're still having to take it to these places.
Yeah.
We're not working. I mean, if you're doing this, you're not getting loads.
Yeah.
I know it's part of the game, but you're losing money either way.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we would have lost less money if it was our truck, because we would have bought an alternator. Like, that's how we would have done it. We would have got an alternator and a sensor, and the alternator would have fixed the problem, and then we would have realized the sensor never even needed to be replaced. So, but because it ain't our truck, we can't just, throw parts at it and do things. We have to take it to the shop.
Yeah, I mean, we would have threw the part the first day and we would have been rolling the second day, instead of it dragging out 3 different shops, 3 different days.
I mean, unfortunately, sometimes these shops, sometimes they don't know. I mean, some of them are pretty
It's not that they don't know. It's just they don't give a shit.
Yeah, they rush you out.
They just want you to pay them a couple $100 for a couple hours, and they'll tell you whatever bullshit they want to tell you. And then when you leave there and you go to the next place, it's just a revolving door for these companies.
And that's why we quit doing it in our truck. And we started, trying to do as much as we could ourselves.
Yeah.
Because the first place that sent us 4 hours to a different one, and then it was the wrong part. It's not like they cared that, it's not like they're going to reimburse us anything for sending us that far to get something on their word that didn't fix it.
Yeah.
And then the second place to send us an hour to get another one. It's not like they cared when we came back and said, that's not right either. And we didn't get any credit for any of that. So,
but when we went to the first place, if that kid would have took longer than 10 minutes to say, oh, it's the sensor, and actually checked it out and put in the labor to the 2.5 hours that he charged us for the 30 minutes that it took him, he might have figured out then and there that it was an alternator issue, instead of sending us 300 miles for parts that didn't fit.
Yeah, I mean, after
it's just nobody wants to do their job correctly is the problem.
When we went to Shreveport, like we did, and we got the sensor, I put it in because trying to save the company money, because it's something, simple. But then when I put it in, it's still the same problem. Like I said, it's not like I can just, say I'm going to go get an alternator and change it myself when it's not my truck. So we had no choice really but to take it back and let them re-diagnose it and do all that over again. But
yeah, and I hate to see what that bill was. Unfortunately, it would have been better if we could have just replaced it ourselves and paid for the part. But
yeah, I mean, I will say,
what if you do that and then it turns out it isn't that part, and then you just spent $500-600 on the part, so it's kind of risky.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that technician in Longview, the last place we were there, he did do a good job.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
But he did take his time and make sure that he diagnosed it. And even when it ended up not being the sensor, he put he changed the alternator, but he had some issues because the old alternator was upgraded from a 37 amp to a 70 amp, which in turn meant there needed to be a new bracket to hold it. So when he tried to take the bracket off and replace the bracket, the bolts broke off in there since it was so old. So he had to go through, you know, getting the broken bolts out of the bracket to even put the bracket on to then be able to change the alternator, which that's got a lot to do with why we were there from 8 till 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, and he did take his time, and he soldered that line on there for you.
Steve Lott, I believe.
Yeah.
Steve Lott,
yeah,
older guy. Yeah, and even the sensor, he did the extra couple steps, like you said, and soldered a line on there that made it look cleaner and nicer. And
he did a good job. He took his time. He did everything right. We ain't had any issues since we left there. Like he fixed the problem.
And that place has a 5-star rating too, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe, you know, that's probably why. So they seem to be the one in Longview. They seem to care a little bit more than the rest of them.
Yeah, and not only that, like when I tried getting into the first one down in Waco, like I called them on Monday, and he was like, and I called them at like, as soon as they opened, 8 o'clock in the morning. I sat there trying to call like 7:30 to 8 o'clock. And he was like, well, if you can be here at 8 o'clock tomorrow, I'll get you in. Even though it's Monday morning at 8 o'clock, I'm sitting right here, right down the road. They still insist on making you wait another whole day to come in. And the good thing,
like they'll always say that.
Well, the good thing is when we went to this one in Longview, like they took us right in. Like they could have said, well, you need to come back, or that's why they got 5 stars, because they took us right in and they actually fixed the problem.
Yeah, it's one thing to be down and have to take the time to go to a shop and get your truck worked on instead of making money. But it's another thing to have to do all that to a shop that is incompetent and you did it all for no reason, and you leave in the same position or worse than you when you came. And that's the way a lot of them are.
Yeah, and on top of having to pay a bill for them to do nothing.
Yeah, you usually have to pay them ridiculous amount of money to probably do nothing half the time, or not even fix anything, or just defer you somewhere else. Like first place we went, it was like $300 just for them to tell me to drive 3.5 hours to get another part.
Yeah,
that's literally all they did.
Yeah, he did nothing.
$235 to say, we don't have the part, but you can go to Longview and get it. And then it ended up all being wrong. So
yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that truck drivers get treated like that. They shouldn't be allowed to upcharge you and do the things they do, but they get away with it.
Yeah, the only good thing that came out of all of it was the fact that we got to see our daughter in Texas, and we got to go out to eat in Preston and spend a little bit of time with them. So
yeah, we had a good evening.
Yeah, we appreciate the meal, Amber, and we love you guys.
Yeah,
and we'll probably see you next time we come through.
Yeah,
but that's about to be about it for this one, guys. Ain't had a whole lot going on so far in November. Hopefully it picks up from here before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Turkey Day's coming, and we want to go home for a few days.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess we'll leave that one here, and we'll hopefully see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
You have to go to the left to get out of here, too. Right? Or can you circle around the building? Oh, yeah, you can circle around. Our Hacienda's going to be very close to his truck.
I was just going to back on up around there.
Oh, you got it. You're clearing him. Yeah, you can circle around the whole building. Come on to the fence over there. Well, I guess we got the weekend.
Today's Friday.
Yep.